Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you today how to make a baby box cake from Gabby's Dollhouse. Now just like the cake I did last time, I think it was, I'm going to use a cake dummy for this one since I didn't have an actual order, but I wanted to make this. It seemed fun to do. And I'm kind of tired of eating cake, so I've been using dummies here and there when I need to. I am going to start with a whole bunch of different colors of fondant. I've got pink, yellow, green, orange, and purple, I think, that I'm going to use. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking the pieces of fondant, I'm rolling it out to the same thickness, and I'm kind of cutting it out into weird shapes. And then I'm going to patch them together. So I'm kind of making like a patchwork cake out of this, just to create a lot of different colors. And because Baby Box is known for crafting, so I wanted to have the idea of a whole bunch of different things just put together to make something pretty and colorful. So I'm just rolling out my pieces, like I said, same thickness. I'm using my wooden sticks there to just match everything up. And as you can see, I'm just laying it wherever, putting it up against the other pieces, kind of marking off with my knife where the other pieces are laying. And then when I put them on top together, I put them in place as best I can. You might have to trim a little bit if you do decide to do this. And then just press them together. Because it's fondant, it's a little bit softer. So you're going to have more give, and like anytime there's a seam there, you can just kind of mush them together, pinch them together, push them together, if you will, and you'll get a nice connection without it being any real difficulty at all. Now for the one part of my cake decoration, I'm going to make a pair of scissors because again, I'm thinking crafts. And I'm using gray gum paste. This is gum paste this time, not fondant. I cut two pieces of my scissors so that you got your nice sharp angle there at the one end, and then it forks off. Kind of the one piece turns left, the other piece turns right, and when you stack them together, you're going to have a pair of scissors. I'm putting a little ball of gum paste in the center there to pretend like it's the hinge of my scissors. The blue gum paste I rolled out, cut out with my circle cutter, cut out a smaller hole in the center, and those are going to become the handles for my scissors. See? So easy, not too hard. It doesn't take a lot and it looks cute, so I'm sticking it right onto the side of my cake. I'm just matching up the handle to where the end of the scissor goes, and that's it. Nothing too difficult there. Now I'm going to make a big piece of ribbon because again, thinking crafts and scraps, although I am kind of feeling like it could also be a sewing themed cake that I've got going here too, especially if you put some stitches, connecting the different colored patches. Anyway, I rolled out my gum paste again. This is gum paste. I used a trimming edge on my little roller there that made it kind of scalloped on the edge. I cut a little triangle out of each end to make it, more ribbony. And as I'm laying it over the cake, I'm taking little rolls of paper towel and tucking it under here and there so that way when it dries, it's going to stay up in the air and it's going to be more flowy and ribbony and ooh, isn't that cute? I'm connecting some of the spots with water just to hold it all in place. And now I'm going to make a spool of thread. So I've got some beige that I shaped into a marshmallow here, and I tried rolling down the center, but that wasn't going to work. It was just going to end up flattening on the one side. So I'm going between my hands to make an indent in the center. I wrapped a piece of red gum paste around the middle, poking a hole in each end with my handle from my paintbrush. And I used my knife blade on that piece of red in the middle to make a whole bunch of lines to make it look like, threads wound up on the spool. I rolled that one piece long and thin as you can see. Just kind of wrap it around the back to make it look like a big long piece of thread coming off of the spool. There you go. Moving on. I'm going to make a tube of glue, a glue stick basically here. So I've got some gold gum paste, rolled it out as you see into a big cylinder. Just trying to flatten off the two ends so they look a little bit more sharp and not as gently rounded. I'm putting an indentation around the base of the one end and then a bunch of little lines to make it look like the crank that you turn when you're trying to get your glue stick to come out. On the other end, you're going to see that I'm going to take some white gum paste. I cut out a circle of it and it's a little bit thick, so I'm going to just trim off some to make it a little shorter. And then just cap it, kind of like, chapstick, a glue stick, anything like that. I'm going to make a little green label for it, so I rolled out some green gum paste really thin, cut out a little rectangle. It's a little too big. Trim off some extra and just very carefully try to fold it over it and fold it over nice and neatly so that the label, now it's going to be the label, my glue stick, is straight and kind of matches up the lines with the lines of the other parts of it. Stick it on the cake board. There you go. Okay, we're coming back to it now, to my cake. So I'm pulling out my little pieces of paper towel. The gum paste has had time to set, so now it's holding its shape. Isn't it pretty? And I'm going to take a couple different colors of shimmer. I've got pink, blue, and I'm going to add a little bit of green. And again, sorry it cut out. I was just painting the different spots all over the cake just to make it look like paint splotches. I'm using an edible food coloring marker to write the word glue on my glue stick. I have some pretty sparkles here that I decided to just kind of sprinkle around. Just sticking with the craft theme, and now I'm going to show you how to make baby box. Alright, I'm going to begin baby box here with the silo cup, Dixie cup, whatever kind of cup it is, that is her body. I have some light blue gum paste here that I'm rolling out and flattening on the two ends. And you can see that I'm rolling it at a taper at an angle so that it flares out like a proper little Dixie cup. And I'm going to keep on working it until it's nice and even, nice and smooth, nice and tapered. The top and the bottom, I was rubbing it on the countertop as you saw, kind of twisting it between my hands to flatten it just like that, just like that. And I'm also going to be sticking a lollipop stick down the center of it. This is an 8-inch one. And I'm going to then take it and plop it into my wonderful little block of styrofoam right there that I love and use all the time. Thank you, styrofoam block. All right, now for baby Box's head. For some reason I want to call her Box Baby. I don't know why. Baby Box. Okay, I'm starting out with a kind of a beige color. I just mixed some brown with some white until I got a nice creamy color here. Going to work it into a nice rectangle. And then I'm going to show you what I did. I just keep pressing and working it, cutting it, trimming it, whatever I had to do till I got a nice rectangle, a nice size. And then I found a nice circle cutter that isn't too big, but it'll give me that looped effect, and I'm just going to cut right down the center of the forehead and then off to each side as evenly as I can. And you can see it creates those 3 little divots that she has where the dusky pink color comes down. So that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to create that without, making myself insane, trying to figure out how to create it. So here's my pink color. And it is all gum paste. This is still gum paste, guys, and I get asked a million billion times, gum paste or fondant. I always use gum paste. Yes, you can use fondant if you mix it with a CMC powder or Tylose powder. Otherwise, no, not for this project. You can't. Okay, anyway, back to this. My gum paste, my pink gum paste, is still pretty soft. So when I'm pressing down like this, it's going to start pressing into the divots that were left from the circle in the beige color. You see, it's settling in there. Look at that. So freaking creative, right? So I just keep on pressing, not too hard though, because I don't want to mess it all up, until I get a nice box out of it. And while I've got the pink out, I went ahead and rolled it out kind of thin, on the thinner side, and I'm making 2 little triangles, and those are going to become baby Box's ears. And you'll see in just a second I stack the one on top of the other, so I know that they're the same size, basically creating my own little template. Yeah, there you go. There's the effect there. However, that's not the shape of her head. Oh, no. That would be too easy. They have to make her like a Happy Meal box or something. So I use my rolling pin to press down on the front there to create that angle that's going. I'm trimming off the sides because, of course, it flares out. It mushes out. You can see it's not perfect. If you can figure out a way to get it a little better than what I got there, please, by all means, share it with me. But this is not a bad way to start. I am actually happy with this. I think she still looks pretty good. So once I trim off all those extras, so I have sharp edges again, I still have a little bit of thickness there at the top, as you can see. I didn't want it to be perfectly thin because I needed a place for those ears to sit and actually have some support. And fortunately, they do. Now, I am adding 2 little black dots on her beige part of her face, and those are going to become her eyes. Make sure you space them pretty far apart. They go a little bit outside of the upper curve of those 2 end parts of the pink, if you have any idea what I'm talking about. And she has a very wide triangular nose. It's very wide but not very long, so make sure you keep it shallow. I'm putting the white base of her cup onto her body. I just, as you saw, had the blue part down on some white that I rolled out. I found a circle cutter that was a little bit thicker. A little bit of water, press it into place, stick your lollipop stick back through it, just like that. Back into the styrofoam you go, baby box, there you go. Okay. Oh, and you can see there, I'm sorry, I thought I was recording, but I rolled out some light pink and made 2 little triangles and placed them in her ears. I don't know, I thought I was recording, I guess I didn't. I'm sorry, but it's not hard. You guys can handle that part. Okay, now getting back to the cup itself, I took some purple, blue, green, and yellow, and I rolled it out nice and thin and used a small circle cutter to make just a bunch of little polka dots. She has those like little glitter patches all over her cup body. I don't have glitter capabilities for all these different colors, so I'm cheating a little and just putting some polka dots on. Her cup pattern, the pattern of her spots kind of is consistent, so make sure to take the time to look up a picture so you get your polka dots in the right spot. I don't know if any little child anywhere who received this on their cake would be like, what the heck? The dots are in the wrong spot. But, you know, little details, a little attention to detail never hurts. These are going to be her little toilet paper tube arms. I'm guessing they're toilet paper. So I have my light brown here. I cut off one end, as you see. I have them rolled into kind of like sausage links. Rolled off the one end, or I'm sorry, cut off the one end at an angle. And I'm pressing down and kind of rolling out the other end. And that's where her little paw pads are going to go. So I'm also using my knife blade to see that what I'm doing right there. I'm just gently rolling and creating an indentation so it has the mark where the two, I guess toilet paper tubes again, are joining together to make her little arms. So now I've rolled out some purple, very, 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 very thin and tiny, and cut out a bunch of little squares. I have two bigger squares for the pads of her paw, the main pad in the palm of her paw, and then 3 little squares for her toe pads. And I connected it all together with just a little bit of water painted on the paw pad. Make sure you adjust them so they're all, you know, lined up, nice and neat. And then you have her arms, nice and easy, right? Not too bad. Okay, and now to connect them, I'm going to use pieces of dried spaghetti. First, I'm going to push in a piece of dried spaghetti onto each side to create a pilot hole. Because if you've watched any of my videos by now, you know I'm all about the pilot holes. I stick the piece of spaghetti into the arms, paint a little bit of water on there. If it's too long or if it feels like it's too long, which I thought it might be, I just break some off nice and easy. And then stick them into the pilot holes, and there you go. Your arms are connected and you didn't damage anything. Hooray! That's always a good thing. Okay, now for her legs. Her legs, I have no idea what they are, but they're the same color as her arms, so I'm using the same light brown gum paste here. I kind of shape it into squares or rectangles, whatever you want to call them, with kind of a flared out front, almost like a boot sort of. And I'm going to make sure that they're the same size, like that, to make sure I've got them as even as I can. I stuck them through with lollipop sticks because they are going to support the body once everything is dried and set. Add a couple little purple pom-pom balls to each one, and then screw them on into the body nice and gently. Just press it in. You're going to add a little bit of water to the top of the legs, so that one that's flopping around there, that's falling off on the right, just pretend it's sticking up there, darn it. I didn't add any water to it yet because I wasn't too sure how it was going to work out. But it does work out, so hooray. Okay, now back to the face because I also jump around. I'm using my edible food coloring marker to make your little kitty face, and her mouth doesn't go much past her nose, so make sure you keep it tiny. And you see her cheeks, there's another thing I thought I had recorded, and it turned out my camera was full. Sorry. So anyway, it was just a little bit of some pink shimmer that I had on a paintbrush, dry, just brushed it on and into 2 little circles for her cheeks. While I was talking about something I never showed you, I was talking over what I was showing you. I used another piece of spaghetti to poke 2 holes into the sides of her cheeks. On each side, it goes into the beige part, and those are where her whiskers are going to attach. I wrapped some purple gum paste around a piece of dried spaghetti so it makes it nice and tiny. I try to keep it as small as possible, so I pinch and cut off as much excess as I can. Stick them into each side, and then you have her whiskers. See, isn't that cute? Now, put her all together. Put her head on. Put those legs on. If it was dry, I would be actually using water to connect everything, but she hasn't quite set yet. But in theory, when she's all done, she'll look like this. And now once she's had time to set up, we're going to put her back together there. And then I'm going to place her very carefully on the cake. I decided to try to make her freestanding, so I took the lollipop sticks out of her feet and I just connected them with a little bit of gum paste. Make it all stick together. So press it into place. Just pop her little head back on. I realized now my spool is hidden behind her body, so I'm moving it over to the side because you don't want to hide all your effort behind the main character. And there you go. You got a baby box from Gabby's Dollhouse Cake. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because I find that helpful. I've got a lot of the other videos out there from Gabby's Dollhouse, so please check those out. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.